I'd like to take a moment to say thank you for this beautiful award I'm receiving, this Astronaut Emmy. I honestly thought it was a doorstop at first, and then I realized it's an award. So I wrote a speech. It's just a couple of people I want to shout out. So first of all, I'd like to thank the Office Coffee Machine. I know it broke down daily, but it's taught me patience, resilience, and how to pretend that I understand tea. Also, big ups, okay, to that old school printer in the corner. You've jammed every single time that I needed you to print something important, just forcing me to go digital. I mean, you are in a way my agent, and I want to say thank you. Also, for that pigeon that sat out on the windowsill for like 3 weeks, you were a silent coach in method acting. I mean, the way that you were just emotionally unavailable. And then of course, I can't forget my homies, the developers who forgot to uninstall my sarcasm module. You guys are the real MVPs. Welcome to the AI Launchpad Podcast. Welcome to the AI Launchpad Podcast. My name is Mike Pina. I'm your host. Today is May 23, 2025. Long weekend, Memorial Day weekend, and it has been a while since we've been on. Why? Because we've been doing some major rebranding here internally at none other than the AI Rocketship. So we're going to talk about that in just a minute. Real quick, just a couple of updates. IA Encendido is coming to Miami, okay? We are launching our first in Miami, all en español training in artificial intelligence. And I'm beyond excited to bring this out to the community that made me who I am today. This is us giving back, bringing real AI training, practical, hands-on, and español. And we're going to do it Miami style. So more details to come. Stay tuned. Follow if you're not following. Subscribe, like, give me a thumbs up, a shout out, but get connected because I don't want you to miss out on this. Let's get on to it. I got a couple of things I want to show you. So I'm just going to switch over here to the other camera. As I mentioned, we have been doing some major rebranding, and with the AI Rocketship, which is our in-house generative AI arm, we finally rebranded a page to provide more info about what it is that we do, because sometimes people ask me, well, what is it that you do? And this is part of it. Creating the algorithms that then creates the content that makes you shine like a star. But this is not a branding segment. I actually wanted to get into a little bit of AI because something I noticed, and this is a message to all of you who are creating content out there with artificial intelligence, okay? Often the goal here is that we want to create content that is highly disruptive, okay, and also of very high quality. That's always the goal, right? But something happened, and I didn't pick up on this until a little bit later in the game. So if for example, you go to AI Rocketship's channel on YouTube, you're going to see a lot of the items that we've done, different presentations, they're on there. The most recent one is the introduction of the rebranded AI Rocketship, which is on there. But I only recently noticed, until I played it on the big screen, pretty much just how horrible the quality is. And that's important. You got to understand, when you're crafting content, okay, think of the end user, okay? Are they going to be looking on their cell phones? More than likely. In fact, when I've done the data and the research and I look at my analytics, I notice that most of the people viewing my content are viewing from mobile devices, as well as some that do look from their laptop. But mobile is pretty much the way to go. And depending on the connection, the video may stream quicker, okay? So with YouTube, for example, since YouTube has such a diverse and large audience, typically they want to put out content quickly with faster upload times. But here's the exception, okay? The quality is going to downgrade, and I'm going to show you a side-by-side comparison right before we get into some AI stuff, all right? So what I did is I opened up a channel with Vimeo, and I'm very, very impressed, especially because they have AI creator tools embedded into the platform. Now, some of these tools, obviously, you have to pay to play, right? But on the subject of quality, take a moment just to look at this. I'm going to show you. I'm going to play both videos at the same time, okay? And then I'm going to show you exactly what I'm finding. So as you notice, on the left side, we've got YouTube, all right? On the right side, we've got Vimeo. And check this out, just so you have an idea, okay? Let me slow this down just a bit. Okay. Look at the quality. What is going on? Check this out. Pixelated. This is YouTube on my left. I'm not knocking YouTube. I love YouTube. But I'm thinking about my audience, and I'm thinking about how hard I worked to get the specific look that I wanted. This is Vimeo. It's retained roughly about 85% of the quality that first went out when I rendered this content. After doing all the edits, a little bit of, well, mostly editing and done in CapCut, but also we had some Adobe After Effects and some of the other Adobe products as well in there to just give it that extra touch, right? But this is a challenge because if I'm not getting the quality, right, that I need, then my audience is going to think, hey, this is the best you can do. I mean, come on. Just look at the Mercedes. Look at the difference. So you got to understand this whenever you're posting content, because the idea is that you're going to want to put on content that has an impact that, again, is going to be disruptive and very engaging for your audience. But if you're in this situation that the platform is downgrading the quality, then you have to consider what are the other options. In my case, I decided to open an account with Vimeo. It was completely free, and I'm loving every moment of it. So that's just something I wanted to bring up for all of you content creators. I want to empower people. I want to show you what you can do with AI, okay? So for this segment, I'm going to be using Super Studio, brought by Kaiber.ai. This is one of my favorite platforms to use for generating AI content. It's an aggregator. They have various products in there: Kling, Google Veo, Midjourney, Runway, as well as Image Lab, and a couple of other items that are pretty standard in the industry at this point that you can tap into and start using, right? And I love what they're doing. I love where they're going with this. I love the new features. There's something about lip sync that I'm going to be trying out soon. But just to give you an idea, let's go ahead and check this out, okay? So typically when I get in, I see this. Now, it's a canvas. Think of it like a painting, right? And with every painting, obviously, you're always going to have a splurge of different concepts all over. But this canvas is different, okay? It allows you to organize your work, as you're going to see in a moment, into different subjects, different panels per se. So I may have a project for a client that I'm working on over here, and then I'll decide to open a whole nother set of projects over here as well. This was the video we did for Neiman Marcus. We're coming up with different characters as well. This is from the built-in Image Lab 2.0. So typically I'll come up with a prompt starting in ChatGPT, refine it, and then dump it into one of these services. And I'll show you that in a minute, okay? So I had, for example, an option here to create a video. It says create an image, create a video, create audio, explore all tools. I'm gonna go straight to video. Boom. There it is. What do you want to create? Well, let's make some stuff. Let me get Kiko, our little AI help agent here. I like working with Kling. Kling is awesome, but you've got other items in here as well. Luma, Veo, Kling 2.0, Kling Pro, Kling Standard, Minimax, Mochi, Runway, Luma, Flipbook, Video Lab. What do you want to do? There's so many options. I love this. I love this. For this session, I'm just going to jump right into Kling, okay? I'm going to go for the Kling, what did we do last time? Kling Standard. Awesome. And it's pretty simple how it works. I mean, right now I'm kind of running low on credits, which it's fine. I mean, I burned through these quite quickly, but you buy a certain allotment of credits, right? And then depending on what you generate, it creates and starts pulling from your credit inventory, all right? Now, I have a new video that I've been working on here. It's called Bebop Finds Love. Bebop as in the our Mr. Pig friend from the Ninja Turtles. So if you grew up with this, the whole story behind this is that Bebop has retired from his previous job of being an enforcer for Shredder and all the bad guys, and now he's back to reality, and he's like fully just out of shape. I mean, life has been brutal. He's got a job. I mean, it's not the most illustrious job. I mean, selling used cars. I just felt that for Bebop, it probably would be a good way to go. You know, you can tell. You know, he's got the cheeseburger. It's got the cool gold chains hanging all over the place. I mean, he's the man, right? All these characters were based on an original character, which is Bebop. Okay, I even put his name on his shirt, but I modified it. I wanted more out of it. I wanted to see the character grow. I was thinking, like, one day he decides he wants to find love, so he joins a gym, and you see him out here. You know, he's on the treadmill doing this thing, trying to get healthy and whatnot. And it's funny because he's still got his leather jack on and his spike wrist decor, whatever that is. And then what happens? Bebop, just like all of us, you know, searching for love, searching for companionship. He's out here in the park just hanging out in his flip-flops, you know, doing his thing. And he's on his dating app, right? And one day he just happens to be searching, and bing! Oh, look there, you got a hit. Hi, it's Roxy, and Roxy is like him. She's a warthog mix, right? And eventually, towards the end of the story, they realize that they've been sitting across from each other the entire time, and they cross eyes, and oh, wow, cool. I love the whole concept of pigs rule, you know. But anyways, what I wanted to do is show you, for example, let's put Bebop selling a car. So this is my workflow, okay? Just to give you an idea, okay? By the way, if you have questions, send me a message. This is pre-recorded, it's not live, but send me a message. I want to know what you think, and I want to be there if you have questions to guide you in what I can. That's what we do. We love to train. We love to see people succeed. So hit me up. Send me a message. Send out an email, sales@AIRocketship.com, or here on LinkedIn or on Instagram. Doesn't matter. Just reach out. It'll be my pleasure just to go over some of the tools or some of the concepts with you. So here's what we do, okay? Very simple workflow. Now, the image that I have is already made, and I'm just going to grab my image of him, you know, selling a car here to this Paul Giamatti looking character, right? Included some chickens in there as well. I'm going to go to ChatGPT. This is the pro version, by the way. Very important. Drag and drop. Okay? And the idea is that once it's in there, I'm going to ask it to create the prompt for me. I have the prompt in my head. I know what I want, but I want something very specific that's going to work for the Kling output. Kling AI, okay? And in case you run into the situation that it's not picking up, that's probably because the document is too big. So let me grab the version that I had before. I upscaled my images, did a little bit of touch up in Lightroom, cleaned it up because the file size is much smaller, and it's there, okay? I'm going to go to Kling. Now, this specific prompt only allows me for up to 150 characters, which is like 4 sentences. Totally cool. What am I going to do? First, okay, I'm going to go to ChatGPT. I've got my image, and I'm going to tell it, okay, create a text to video prompt in 145 words. Why 145? Well, simple, because sometimes it gives me 155 words, 160. And just as a fail-safe, a precaution, I'd rather give it a little bit less information. For some things, less is better, okay? In this case, I want to give it 145 words, and I'm going to tell it, okay? Create a text-to-video prompt in 145 words for our character. He's selling a car on a hot day. He's visibly sweaty, eating a burger as crumbs fall out of his mouth, and talking with his customer at the same time. Customer is nodding in approval of what the character is saying. Character says, okay? Another thing, for those of you who are already creating, you may have seen an important thing with camera movement. So I often add instructions for camera movement. Camera motion makes a half circle arc, panning from right to left. And the idea is that as the camera moves, all right, let's go ahead and send that out, let it cook. It's gonna start to open up and reveal more of the scene while all this motion is going on. And here's my prompt. So in a sun-drenched street outside a gritty bail bonds shop, I'm sorry, he's a bail bondsman. He doesn't sell used cars. A massive humanoid warthog named Bebop, it said Bebor for some reason, wearing sweat-stained floor shirt, gold chains, yada yada, scorching hot day, it's glistening on the skin. Customers a shorter man. Okay, awesome. Let's just grab it and go. Okay, but let me just look at the end part right here. We get you all fascinating. Okay, let's go for it. Like Bob Ross said, happy little mistakes, right? Okay, back to cling. What am I doing? I'm gonna grab my image over here, my high quality version that's already been cleaned up. Okay, I'm gonna dump it. You saw what I just did, right? Check this out. I want you to see how easy it is, okay? I'm going to grab my image over here, and I'm going to drag and drop. That's it. Look at this. Look at it there. Ready to go. I'm going to go into the prompt up here, and I'm going to paste. Control V if you're on the Mac. Okay? And here we go. Generate. 20 credits are going to come out of my inventory. Hit generate. Okay, so let's see what ended up happening. We gave it just a moment to go ahead and render that video, and let's check out the progress. Boom. So there's our guy. Here's our prompt. Here's the image. There's the original prompt. There's the image. And here is the product. Ooh, hold on a second. Oh my gosh. I love that. I mean, look at him. He's eating. He's slobbing all over the place. I love this. I love this. Bebop. And our person here, right? He's engaged in the conversation. I love also the camera motion that it captured, revealing more of the inside of his shop, you know, as well as this vehicle. So what I found strikingly cool is how the cheese is kind of just dangling off of the burger as well. So I have another project here as well too. So this is one of the characters that we originally created and then recreated with the new tools of AI almost a year later, and the results were just outstanding. All right, I've got this beautiful Latina woman walking on the beach. The character's name is Muñeca de la Playa, the doll on the beach, or the beach doll. And all I'm doing again is I went to ChatGPT. I threw in the image. I asked for a prompt, and I just told it, Camera view follows the model. She's walking along. A breeze blows on her hair. She takes a nibble out of the ice pop, smiles at the camera. She's walking, and the afternoon sun illuminates her skin, accentuating her athletic physique. Camera pans outward, showing full frame on the beach. Now, is there a method to the madness? And let me explain, because this comes back to storytelling, okay? You have to think always in concrete mode. A grammar teacher told me this many years ago at FIU in an English course. Whenever you tell a story, start it with an impactful scene, start it with drama. But more than anything, when explaining the story, you want to be concrete. And I get it that not everybody may think like this. They may want to prompt and just say something like, create a beautiful woman walking on the beach. And that's great. But then you're at the mercy of the language model that is going to create whatever you gave it based on very few facts. You want to be concrete. Now, in this example, she's already created with AI. I need instructions for her to walk, and that's what we're going to do. I got some instructions right here. Thank you, ChatGPT. This is the paid version, by the way, on ChatGPT 4.0. It's the one I'm using for here. I'm going to go right back to Kaiber. Thank you, Kaiber. Back to my video flow right here, okay? And all I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this image. And I'm not uploading because the image is already in here since I created it within Kaiber. I'm just going to drag this little handle, whoop, and link it. I'm going to Control A and delete my previous prompt, and I'm now going to paste the new prompt, which is for the model, okay? And then last but not least, generate, and let's let it cook. Just like in an air fryer, you just hit it, set it, and let it do its thing. Come back 20 minutes later, whatever, all right? While this is rendering, all right, because it's telling me it's going to be about 2 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and make more content, okay? And this time, I'm going to go back to ChatGPT, okay? I'm going to take my character and I'm going to put her into the prompt. Let me just show you how this looks. There it is, okay? And I want something different. Let's create a friend for her, or let's create a different part of the scene so that we can reveal more of the story. In fact, let's do a male character, okay? I'm going to tell it to create a similar character, an athletic male, mid-20s, Hispanic with black hair, green eyes. I'm doing this on purpose. I want to push the limits of this next image that's going to come out, okay? Create a similar character, an athletic male, mid-20s, Hispanic with black hair, green eyes. He's wearing bathing shorts, fit for the beach. Has his abdominal muscles exposed, abs, in other words, and has great physique. He has a tattoo of a heart with Cupid over his left chest area. He has a thick gold chain wristband. He also has light amount of facial hair. All of this is off the top of my head. I have them made in my head. I have to now translate this to the language model and tell it, this is what I see in my head. I need you to mimic it. Kind of like when they're drawing a suspect from a police sketch and you give them as much info as you can to then paint a picture, okay? In the scene, he is approaching the Latina model in attached image. Camera position is from, not the shoreline, from the sand facing outwards, and that's it. Let's see what comes up. I want it to create the image. Now, I'm curious to see if it's going to have any red flags, okay? As you know, depending on what the type of prompt is, sometimes you will get a red flag. Drugs, sex, violence, terrorism, things that can be, and weapons as well, things that can be red flags sometimes will be knocked out, and you're going to get an error message that says we could not facilitate what you were trying to create. It is getting better over time. I've been able to push the boundaries with this and make some awesome characters that you'd see in video games, like warriors. I'm really into this stuff, especially when it comes to Japanese warriors from many years ago, several hundred years ago. The traditional samurai, for example, it fascinates me, the whole use of armor. But at times I can't create the content because I'm going to get, an error. In fact, I'm glad that this happened, right? I can't generate the image. Hey, no problem. Let's go ahead and go to plan B. So I'm going to go to my prompt and I'm going to say an athletic male, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to copy and watch this. Here's my workaround. I'm going to go back to Kaiber. This time, I'm going to create, let me just show you here. We go to the little happy face. I'm going to click on my happy face because it's a happy Friday, right? And I'm going to create an image. Boom. All right, what do we got here? Image Lab 2.0. I love this. I'm going to paste my prompt. I'm not going to include any references. I want to see what you can throw at me. It's 11 credits per image, okay? Let's do it. Now, typically the images take less time. Oh, by the way, let me see if our friend is ready. Yes, she is. Hold on. I got something for you. Watch this. Watch. Oh my gosh. Hold on. This is intense. Here's our character. You ready? Let's see how close we got to the intended effect. Wow. Look at the camera motion, how it moves outward. Even the strings, how they move. You've got a little bit of the breeze blowing on your hair like I asked it to do. You've got the waves in the background moving. You've got people in the background. I love the interplay of the shadows with the sunlight. Now, I didn't realize that the sun is behind her, but it's good enough for what I want to do. And this is what I want you to think about, okay? If you're a tour company, if you're selling vacations in the Caribbean, if you're selling sunbathing lotion, if you're selling a product, think of what you can do with AI. And this is why we do this, okay? This is why we teach on AI. This is why AI Rocketship goes out and does things like AI Encendido, because we're able to show how you can take your concept and for a fraction of what it would have cost to have done this, you can create a vision that's going to go out to your clients. I mean, even if you're selling ice cream, we can get detailed and see the ice cream close up. It's that good. All right. I'm going to switch back over here and I want to see my other character. Okay. Oh my goodness. Now, hear me out. It captured something a bit radically different, but I like it nonetheless. Okay, here's our character. He's got the heart with Cupid, I guess is what I'm seeing here, on his chest. Okay, and he's talking to a female, not our original female, which is what I wanted. So they may be a little bit of jealousy, but the idea was that he's talking to her. Totally cool. Let's click on it. Let me see, what else can I do? Oh, what's this? Check this out. Boom. This is why I love this service so much, okay? So the moment that I clicked on the image, right, I got options. What do I want to do? Add clown makeup? No. I'm going to tell you what. make it an afternoon scene. Remove the woman. Because the intention was that it's just the male character. And for 2 credits only, and this may be subject to change, all right? I'm going to get a brand new image. Now, did it listen to everything? No, absolutely not. Totally fine. Remove female character. Let's see what we got over here. This is always the fun part, because sometimes you will get content, right, that it's not what you expected, and it's actually everything that you wanted. And I love this. I got my character. I'm not really feeling that afternoon. Oh well, I may have to come back to the drawing board and, you know, update the prompt and instead put next time no female. But you know what? We're here already. Check this out. Let's go ahead and give this some life. Boom, download. I'm gonna go back to ChatGPT. I'm gonna go to my downloads folder, which is off here to the side right now. I'm gonna grab the picture. I'm gonna dump it into ChatGPT. Okay. Let me show you what I got here on the screen. This is just amazing. Same instructions, okay? Provide. And by the way, you don't have to type everything out. Dictate. If you've got this and your cell phone has this as well, go ahead and dictate. Let's do that. I don't want to type right now. It's a long day. It really has been a long one. I don't want to type. I'm just going to dictate, okay? What I tend to do, and I'm going to give you some creative nuggets, gold nuggets here, okay? What I typically do is I will open the image and look at it while I'm dictating. So I may need to move my windows over a little bit, just squeeze on over. I'm looking at my image and I'm just going to dictate and tell it what it is that I'm envisioning, right? Because this is the thing, with my particular creative flow, I get more out of looking at the image and thinking about the what if than looking at a prompt screen where I'm going to put an input. You see, there is a difference. So I'm looking here, and let's go ahead and prompt. Yes. Boom. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's ask it to create the prompt. In the meantime, I'm jumping back to our friend here in Kaiber. Okay. All I'm going to do is grab my image. I haven't cleaned it up. I haven't upscaled. I haven't done anything. It's just very basic. And I'm going to clear out the previous instructions. I'm going to go ahead and grab the handle here. You see, when I pull, it creates like a little string. So kind of like a life preserver. You're throwing out a lifeline or something. I'm going to drag it. Bear with me a second. Okay, I'm going to drag it and drop it. Boom. Just like that. All right, guys. I'm going to go back to ChatGPT. I have my prompt. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste it. Looks good. I'm not even going to go through too much detail. I just want to get this thing out. All right. Let's go ahead. Oh, almost made a mistake. Hang on. This has to be a video. So what do I do? Okay, I'm glad we went through this. Hold on. We have to go to the other service that we have here, and instead we're going to disconnect this. Instead we're going to connect it to this one right here. What did I do? Okay, I had the image connected to an image generator. What I needed is for it to be connected to a video generator. But what's cool is that you can do various things and have this generating in different services at the same time. This is why this service is so cool. All right. Anyways, here we go. Cling. I got my prompt. I'm gonna paste it in there. Shorelines. The waves gently kiss the shoreline. Okay, perfect. Let's generate. And there it goes. It's starting to cook. And I typically can tell because I look to my right and I'll click on this that says materials. and it shows me all of the things that it's working on. So over time, you start to come up with a lot of different characters as far as what we've been doing as well. This is for one of my clients for a company that does professional grade landscaping out here. That's my grandma, actually. I animated this and sent it over to mom. This is one of the characters from the new video we're going to be releasing, 305 Arise. Oh, I heard some excitement there. They heard 305 coming out soon. This is going to end up doing a 360-degree arc around the character. So just showing you a little bit of a preview of what happens, the fight in the club. Don't want to say too much and give it away just yet, but definitely keep the excitement coming, all right? So very important. Stay tuned because we've got a lot more coming out from AIRocketship.com, okay? Again, if you're not connected, connect with me. If you have questions about how we're making these videos, all right? Just reach out. It's always an amazing experience to talk with people who are just as passionate about AI as you are. So with that, let's go ahead and check out our video. Awesome. I love this stuff. I mean, sometimes my Friday nights are here just making stuff. Had a couple other clips from the recent release of the AI Rocketship video. It's on the website. So whenever you go to, for example, AIRocketship.com, and even this whole thing was made 100% with AI. 100%. All this. This is an actual reconstruction of the city of Miami. This looks like an AA meeting. I wanted that type of look as well. My characters coming out again, and then of course our astronaut. This is one of my favorite scenes. I love it. He's got that rocket ship punch. But what I wanted to show you is when I go to the AI Rocket Shop and you scroll down, you're gonna see the video here. It looks a little funny because it's on the line. Sorry guys, I'll work on it, I promise you. But once it plays, it's kind of loud, right? All this content was made with AI, and I'm gonna actually show you how it looked before I started to assemble it. And here's the boxing scene. I actually had to redo it a few times because my characters were not coming out exactly as I wanted to. This was, I believe, one of the better ones. This one is no, you don't punch through heads. This one was pretty good, but he looked like one of the Street Fighter characters doing the Hadouken, and that was not intended. I wanted a tat on his chest that says AI Rocketship. It didn't work out. I continued tweaking the prompts, and I was still struggling with it. I did this video several times. And why am I explaining this? Let me break it down like this. I have to manage expectations, okay? For people that are not informed about AI and how this content is made and they think it's so easy, it's not. It takes several attempts, You may fail miserably in your first couple of renders. You may do amazing. I don't know. The graffiti, is this the one that I wanted? Or was it something more like this? But here it's creating like a vortex and this paint coming out. I didn't like that. So what ends up happening is that sometimes you're making content, right? And our astronaut with his grills. I wanted the perfect look, but it wasn't giving me the detail that I needed. I needed real bling, and I wanted specific detail. I wanted to see every last diamond carefully cut into his teeth. The movement into the rocket ship, that whole pan motion. I love this scene. I loved it. This is Kling, by the way. I was blown away when this happened. It takes time. It takes a lot of attempts, and what I need people to understand, because they don't always get it, is that making content with AI, again, this is managing expectations. When you're making videos, you're going to have several attempts. The first one is like a very smart person, Mr. Dave Burrs on LinkedIn said, okay, it's like the first batch of pancake. You make pancake and the first one always comes out messy, or there's lumps. You have to treat AI the same way. Sometimes you get an awesome render on the first try. often you won't, and that's okay. But meantime, while you're getting better, while you're trying, correct, you're burning through credits. And what most individuals who are not familiarized with AI don't understand is that for us who create content, we've got not one, not two, maybe 7, 8, or up to 10 subscriptions to different AI services. All that costs money, all that costs credits, and it takes time. It takes time to create this content. So when you see me put stuff out there, it's because it's got my final seal of approval and I'm satisfied with it. I've done everything that I could possibly do that I would want, and it's good enough that I want to put it out there. It's got my seal of approval. And you have to take that stance. You have to. You don't want to put junk out. When you're prompting, remember always garbage in, garbage out. If you give it a crappy prompt, you're going to get a crappy output. You are what you eat. Think of it like that. So you want to start off strong. Give good prompts. Perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. It's got everything I asked for it. Let's see, does he puff out his chest? Poquito. The thing with the hair, I like it. I like the movement. I like the camera motion as well too. I like that the waves are lapping against the shore. So this for me is a winner. I give it a thumbs up. All right. So we made a couple of videos. I'll play them right now towards the end. But guys, more than anything, ladies and gents, I want to thank you for taking time today to just tune in to the AI Launchpad Podcast. It's always a pleasure to share insights, to grow with you. Don't forget, IA Encendido. Venimos pa Miami a enseñarle la inteligencia artificial. What does that mean? Simply, we're coming to the 305 and we're bringing AI. So go ahead, get your beach trunks on because we're going to make this happen. Guys, have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Again, this is Mike Pina. I'm your host with the AI Launchpad Podcast. Have a good night.